It's my third day in Ilocos Norte, and I'm waiting for my ride up to the mountain town of Adams. The town is named after Adam from Adam and Eve. It's so rich in wild flora and fauna, locals decided to name it after first man in paradise. There's my ride. Motorbike is the best way to experience the journey up to Adams. I got off at this little junction and began the trek up to a waterfall. This hike is a breeze compared to the Tanap Rapids. And there's the waterfall. Adams is known to be an abundant source of fresh water, so I took a sip. So refreshing. From the waterfall, we hopped back on the bike to head up to a spot on a hill called Lover's Peak. To get there, we had to zip through this hanging bridge. Oh my god! The trick is to run through the bridge really fast, so it doesn't swing too much from side to side. I must say, I got a little nervous, but the scenery was worth it. And here we are, the Lover's Peak. This spot is straight out of The Sound of Music. Alright, that's enough hiking for the day. I want to get down to that river! The Blue River is the pride of Adams. And the house I'm staying in is right in front of it. I can walk out of the house and straight into the river for a dip. But swimming isn't the most exciting way to experience the river. To really feel the strength of the current, you have to go tubing. I let my guide go first to see how it's done. There are two ways to ride the tube, in a sitting position or flat on your stomach. I think I'll sit. I don't want to go down head first. After a few rides down the river, I went by Lola Inga's place to see how she makes tapui, the local rice wine.
Okay, we put the yeast over.
Tapui is made by mixing yeast with cooked rice. The rice is the red variety. The mixture is wrapped inside a banana leaf and then placed inside a covered basket for 24 hours. After that, the contents are placed inside a jar. In about 2 to 4 weeks, it starts to get really moist, and a small bamboo basket called a sagat can be placed inside a jar to strain the juices. There it is. That's the tapui. A bottle of tapui can last for about 1 year. As it ages, the alcohol content goes up. That was a nice aperitif. Now I'm ready for dinner.
Good help.
It's party time here at the house in Adams, and I've got my very own live band.
This is the frog, fried rag. This one is the shrimps.
Big shrimps.
Yeah, river shrimp.
It has longer legs than I have.
I've never seen frog and shrimp like this, so I stuffed my face as usual.
This reminds me of biology class.
Then it was time to go dancing. Tribal dancing. This is a courtship dance. This is how you flirt if you're a member in a tribe, and I'm going to try it. I really like it here in Adams, but I still have a lot to do in Ilocos Norte. I was up early to drive out to Bangi to see the famous windmills of Ilocos Norte. To get there, I passed by the Patapat Bridge, one of the most scenic coastal drives in the Philippines. Here we are, the Bangi Wind Farm. The first and biggest wind farm in Southeast Asia. And it's right here in the shores of Ilocos Norte. Listen to the whooshing sound, so hypnotic. These windmills stand 70 meters high over a 9-kilometer stretch along this beach. And they supply around 40% of the energy needs of Ilocos Norte. Clean, abundant energy in this beautiful natural setting. It doesn't get any better than that. From the windmills, I moved on to a much older iconic landmark of Ilocos Norte, the Cape Bojador Lighthouse. Built in 1892, It is still functioning to this day, powered by these solar panels. The lighthouse stands on a hill called Villa de Nagparitan, giving it commanding views of the South China Sea. The remains of the Spanish-era apartments built around the lighthouse are still standing, and you can imagine how idyllic it must have been to be stationed here. Another grand Spanish-era landmark is the Santa Monica Church in Sarat. The Santa Monica Church was built in 1779 and is made almost entirely of bricks. Portions of it have been repeatedly destroyed by earthquakes through the centuries. But in June 1983, the younger daughter of Ferdinand Marcos, Irene, had a church restored for her wedding. It was the grandest wedding the country had ever seen. But 2 months later, a strong earthquake struck Ilocos Norte and damaged the church again. Today, the ruins have been beautifully landscaped and have the feel of a tranquil garden, far away from the tragic memories of the past. From Sarat, I went to the town of Badoc to see the house of Juan Luna, one of the greatest painters in the Philippine history. Juan Luna was born in 1857. This is the palette he used to paint, and replicas of his paintings are on display all over this house. The most famous one is the Spolarium, which shows a dead gladiator being dragged under the Roman Colosseum. This became a symbol of the Philippine struggle against Spanish oppression. My marathon tour of Ilocos Norte was almost over, but there was one last place I absolutely had to see, the Malacañang of the North. This grand mansion with a traditional bahay na bato design was built along Paway Lake in 1976 to be the vacation home of the Marcos family in their home province. And so I'd come to the end of my whirlwind tour of Ilocos Norte. Looking out here at Paway Lake, I can't help but think of how much I got to do. I made empanada, caught fish from a river, zipped through a hanging bridge on a motorcycle, ate fried frogs and river shrimp, and walked through the corridors of history. Yes, folks, it's possible. You can do all these. So go plan your own trip to Ilocos Norte now. For my next trip back, I'm definitely staying longer.